We have a very exciting announcement to make regarding USU Soccer, West Virginia Soccer Association, the Village of Barboursville, and the Shawnee Sports Complex. We have a lot of folks on, and we appreciate the media getting on and spreading this message. Let me start off by introducing a few folks, and then we'll get going with the program. But first, thank you so much to Skip Gilbert, the CEO of USU Soccer, for joining us today. We have a number of USU Soccer representatives here. We appreciate all that you're doing. Lynn Rogers, the president of West Virginia Soccer Association, is here. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Dave Laraba is on with us. He's the executive director of West Virginia Soccer Association. Mayor Chris Tatum is here. Mayor Amy Goodwin, Mayor Scott Elliott. We also have the executive director of the Shawnee Sports Complex, Katie Arthur, and our operations director, Samantha Carney. So we appreciate everybody getting on. 4 years ago, it was actually 4 years ago today, we had our first public hearing about whether to move forward with the construction of the Shawnee Sports Complex. And I remember that meeting. It was at the old courthouse. A young soccer player named Avery Persinger stood up and talked about what it would mean to the community, what it would mean for our kids, for our businesses, to have a travel sports complex here in Kanawha County. She talked about what she'd seen going all over the country playing soccer and what it would mean to her and her little sister Olivia to bring a sports complex here. And at that time, the argument that I made at the public hearing was, in addition to benefiting our youth, that would also benefit our businesses. And in fact, there had been study after study that showed that travel sports is actually recession proof. Now, what I didn't know back in 2017 was that just 3 years later, we'd be hit with the worst public health pandemic in our lifetimes. And even though we broke ground on the Shawnee Sports Complex in 2018 and had wonderful years in 18 and 2019, bringing in tens of millions of dollars into the community and giving a place for our kids to play, not just soccer, but also lacrosse and baseball and softball, I did not realize that in March of 2020 that would be effectively shut down. This is great news. I will tell you that, not being able to host large events, we've had some small events, but not being able to host large events since 2020, it's been very difficult on the complex. It's been very difficult on our local businesses who were really relying upon Shawnee to generate revenue, generate income. And so it's been a very difficult time for our children, for our families, our community, our businesses, but we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. I know the Mayor Goodwin's participating in all of our meetings and phone conferences and with our vaccine clinics that are going tremendously well. What today's announcement is it's really an announcement about hope. What we see going forward, that this pandemic, even though it's not behind us completely, that there is a path forward, and we're excited to get going. We're excited to have Shawnee open again. We're excited to partner with Barboursville to host large events again, and to get the announcement started. Honestly, the announcement could not have come at a better time. We're going to introduce Lynn Rogers, the president of West Virginia Soccer Association, who will make this announcement.
Thank you very much, Ben. Thank you all for being here. Skip and the mayors, and you guys are tremendous to support us. So West Virginia Soccer Association is proud to announce Barboursville and Charleston, West Virginia has been selected to host the 2022 USU Soccer Eastern Region President's Cup, June 17th to the 21st, 2022, and the 2022 USU Eastern Regional Championships, June 24th to the 30th of 2022. Given the hardships of our communities have faced in the past year, USU Soccer wanted to support our communities by renewing their commitments to host these two premier events in 2022. The West Virginia Soccer Association commitment to operational excellence, along with professional partnerships across the region, gave USU Soccer National Office confidence in returning to West Virginia for these two prestigious events. WVSA would like to thank USU Soccer for putting their trust in West Virginia once again for their regional championship events. We have hosted both events numerous times since 2009, and we couldn't be more excited to do it again in 2022. Our staff and volunteers are ready to welcome players, coaches, and parents back to wild and wonderful West Virginia. By God, West Virginia. WVSA has two incredible facilities to host these events with the Barboursville Soccer Complex and Shawnee Sports Complex. With support of our volunteers, local soccer clubs, we will once again show why West Virginia is the perfect location to hold these events. So we're ready to go.
Thank you so much, Lynn. We appreciate it. This is a major announcement. We're talking about between $24 to $28 million in economic impact just in the matter of 2 weeks. Each tournament is about a week long, and West Virginia is thrilled to receive these events. I know that the city of Barboursville and the mayor is going to speak in just a moment to talk about the upgrades that they're making to their soccer complex. The Shawnee Sports Complex would not be able to host this event by itself, even though it's 127 acres. We have numerous fields. The size of these events requires more than one complex. The good thing, though, is it's not that far from Barboursville, so folks can come and stay here. They don't have to drive if they have to go from facility to facility. It's not that far. When we were fortunate enough to host this event before with Barboursville, and at that time when we hosted the regional, we sold out 45 hotels, not hotel rooms, hotels, within a 3-hour radius of Charleston. Everything in Cabell County was sold out, everything in Kanawha County. There were hotels down into Beckley, even up 79. Those hotels were selling out. So this is a major announcement. And honestly, we appreciate the partnership with Barboursville. We appreciate the partnership with West Virginia Soccer Association and USU Soccer. So I want to introduce the CEO of USU Soccer, Skip Gilbert. Thank you for joining us, Skip.
Oh, thank you, Ben. I certainly appreciate being here, and to Len and Dave, thanks very much for all of your efforts to help make this whole thing possible. Ben had said at the beginning, this is a message of hope, and I've been in the chair here now about 15 months, and I think in month 2 the world started to shut down. And since we were taking steps to pull kids off the field, there were a couple of things that I kept hearing from the staff about West Virginia. One, the volunteers coming out of Charleston and Barboursville were just simply incredible for any kind of event of this size and scope. Secondly, even though I have not been, the complexes themselves are fantastic, and it's going to provide an incredible environment for the players, the coaches, the parents, the families, everybody to be able to come together to celebrate the best that soccer has to offer. And so realistically, we're thrilled to be able to come on back to West Virginia, because we know that the entire state is going to embrace these 2 events and truly take care of the entire USYS family. So on behalf of everybody within US Youth Soccer, we're thrilled to be coming back. We can't wait, and we're just excited. So Ben, back to you.
Thank you, Skip. We're excited to have you back. This is going to be incredible for the community. And speaking of community, Mayor Chris Tatum has been doing a phenomenal job in Barboursville, and also has a vision of bringing, updating the Barboursville complex so we can host even more tournaments together. So Mayor, if you would, I'd like you to chat a little bit about this tournament. I mean, you guys have done it before, but also what's going on in Barboursville and the incredible upgrades you're making there.
Thank you, Ben. And it's good to see everyone. I hope soon that we can all be back together in the same room at the same time. We've figured out ways to do things differently, and press conferences via Zoom aren't what we're used to, but it's good to see everyone, and it's exciting. It's an exciting day for sure. To talk about US Youth Soccer making their return here, but also the things that we're doing. And we realize how important youth sports tourism is to our area. and have, as Lynn said, Soccer Association in Barboursville and have been doing this since 2009. So we felt like it was time for an upgrade. We've started that work now, and the slide that you can see on your screen at the moment shows 3 synthetic turf fields along with some parking areas, sunshades, and what's not included on there that you can't see. We're doing a lighting package as well as some concession areas. And then there's another slide that'll pop up here in a second, but we've done our 3 fields will be convertible to numerous sports. So you can see all the dots on the fields. Those will be convertible for baseball and softball practice as well. One will be lined with football. We have a large youth football presence in our community, so we felt like it would be good to give Barboursville youth football a home as well. And the other upgrades for equipment for softball and baseball will come along with that. And the slide that you're looking at now is an area over in some, I wouldn't call it dead space, but some extra green space that we decided to do a recreational area for families and smaller children while the tournament's going on. This smaller version of a full-size soccer field will be a place where families can go, or they can turn their kids loose and run their energy out while big brother or big sister are out playing in the tournament. So those things, along with our phase 2 project, which you're looking at this moment, down in the left-hand corner of your screen is an indoor facility that we have planned that will house indoor baseball and softball, also convertible for soccer and basketball and indoor soccer as well, with parking areas and upgrades to the road as you enter the Barboursville sports complex. So we'll still have the overall of 14 or 15 full-size regulation soccer fields, but a lot of those spaces will be convertible for other sports. And we're really excited about those improvements. And if you haven't been out to the soccer complex, there's a lot of earth moved, and we are excited to have those 3 synthetic turf fields ready for play when USYS soccer makes its return to Barboursville and Charleston. And what a great partnership it's been. And as Commissioner Salengo said, this allows us to attract larger tournaments in these type partnerships. And hotel rooms are full from Grayson, Kentucky to Clendenin over into Chapmanville, as somebody has already said. So this partnership was a natural to bring more people to the area. And what do we like doing any better than showing off and putting our best foot forward for the folks that visit here? We're excited to continue that partnership with USYS Soccer, with Kanawha County, City of Charleston, City of Hurricane, and Dunbar. All of you folks that are partners, the CVBs, Barboursville CVB and Huntington CVB, Putnam CVB, and Charleston CVB. What a great group effort this has been. And we're just very excited to get our improvements underway and ready to see play on those facilities.
Mayor, thanks so much. And I'll tell you, the importance of having the synthetic turf, it can't be overstated. When people make decisions to travel, with USU Soccer, we're having people come down from Maine and, from down south. When they come here, we want to make sure that they can play here. So we don't want rainouts. If they're going to reserve the hotel rooms and show up, we want to make sure that our turf is being used. And then for the grass, if it has to be used in some of these tournaments, we want to keep the wear and tear off of it and on our turf, so that when we have to use the grass, we can, and it's suitable for play. And USU Soccer, they're very serious about the fields. I mean, they'll come in before the event and they're measuring our grass and making sure that everything is perfect. And so it's important that we have as much turf as possible, but also that our grass is well maintained. And that's that part of that is keeping folks off of the grass until we have the big events. Now, it's probably been 5 years or so, but the very first time I ever heard the word sports tourism was from our next speaker, Mayor Amy Goodwin, who understands the importance of events like this. And unfortunately, we're not doing this in person because Amy typically will bring cookies or something to these events. And I didn't get any today. But I want to welcome Mayor Amy Goodwin, the City of Charleston. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you so much. Yes, we talked about it back then when I was Commissioner of Tourism, but let's be clear, we would not be having this press announcement today without the vision of Commissioner Ben Salengo. We can walk around it all day long, but he is the person who put Shawnee on the map, and he is the person who started this. So while many of us provided information, he had the vision to do it. So thank you very much. And to Skip and to Len and to Dave, thank you. To say that Charleston, first of all, I'm sorry I can't be with you because I do bring great cookies and I make great cookies. I don't necessarily buy them all the time, but I make great cookies. But the thing that is not lost on us, and Samantha Carney, your director of operations, knows this: when there is a sports tournament happening, in particular a soccer tournament that's happening, we literally, as we are going to this upcoming weekend, shut down our streets. We intend to shut down Capitol and Hale Street. It's our main downtown thoroughfares, because we know the amount of traffic that we receive. We know that our restaurants and our shops are filled. And so it is not lost on this city the return on investment that Barboursville and Mayor Tatum is making also benefits Charleston. Fortunately, I work with mayors all across this county, as Commissioner Salango does, that know quite clearly that a strong Barboursville means a strong Charleston. People don't care when they're traveling what the county line is. People don't care where that starts and that stops. I can promise you, no one is asking, is this in Kanawha County? Is this in Putnam County? No one cares. But what is most important is that we get them there. Thank you so much again for your leadership, and thank you so much. And we are fired up. That's an understatement. We're fired up and we're ready to go, and we will put our best foot forward. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. We have a new mayor in the city of Dunbar. He recently started, and although he's been in Dunbar forever, he was police chief there, and he understands what's going on and what this is going to bring into all the communities. But Dunbar is right there. You know, technically the facility is located in Institute, but Scott Elliott, Mayor Elliott, and his crew have been incredible supporters of the Shawnee Sports Complex. They help us with maintenance. They help us with patrols. And so I wanted to invite him to say a few words. Mayor? He is muted. Zach, is that his mute or our mute?
Oh, that is his mute. Oh. Yeah, that is his mute, it seems. I have asked him to unmute. So, Mayor, if you're hearing me, there's a little microphone in the bottom left-hand corner, and it's calling your name.
I think he's having some trouble there.
I think so.
Well, at least you're not accepting an Academy Award like the guy did the other night and was on mute. So, Mayor, while you look for the, let me, Senator Manchin, our United States Senator, one of our United States Senators, has been an incredible supporter of the complex. Typically, he just comes and hangs out and watches his grandkids play. Shelley Moore Capito has also been a tremendous supporter, but I invited Senator Manchin. He couldn't be with us, but Brian Aloise is here. Brian, if you wanted to say a few words on behalf of the senator.
I'd be happy to, and I thank you, Commissioner. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Aloise, and I'm honored to join you virtually today on behalf of U.S. Senator Joe Manchin III for yet another wonderful announcement at Shawnee Sports Complex. Unfortunately, Senator Manchin had a prior obligation, was unavoidably and regretfully unable to join us today, but I know he very much wanted to be here because I know he's incredibly proud and appreciative of the staff at Shawnee, Ben Salango, the Kanawha County Commission, the West Virginia Soccer Association, the mayors on the call, and everyone else responsible for making today's announcement possible. And in his stead, Senator Manchin asked that I extend the following message to everybody on the call today, and I quote, today's announcement is welcome news for Kanawha County and all of West Virginia. I applaud Ben Salango and the Kanawha County Commission, the West Virginia Soccer Association for their efforts to bring the 2022 USYS Soccer Eastern Regional Championship and the Eastern President's Cup to the Mountain State. I look forward to seeing the thousands of young athletes visit our state next year, and we'll continue to work with the Kanawha County Commission to ensure they received the support needed to make both tournaments successful. Thank you and God bless you. So on behalf of a grateful senator, a grateful state, and a whole lot of excited soccer families, thank you guys. Keep up the tremendous work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Brian. Mayor Scott Elliott, I see your mute is off, sir.
Finally figured this out. The computer's a little new to me. As a police officer and then growing up here in Dunbar, I never thought I'd see the day that we would have a complex like this. Ben, you've been great with this thing, and the city of Dunbar fully intends to help in any way possible and stand there with you at the beginning of all the games, and let's get it going.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Folks, we truly appreciate you joining in. This is an incredible announcement. You know, Mayor Tatum, look forward to working with you and making it another successful event. You know, Barboursville kind of paved the way. They were doing this long before Shawnee was even thought of. And if it wasn't for their hard work and the hard work of Dave and Lynn and everybody at West Virginia Soccer Association, Randall Coleman, if it wasn't for their hard work, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. But they impressed USU Soccer. They run successful tournaments. They know how to do it. And this is what I say, you know, after this press conference is over, that's when the work starts. You know, that's when you're going to see Dave, Laraba, and Randall and all of them driving the U-Hauls back and forth, bringing equipment and getting volunteers. Sam and Katie working 16-hour days to make this possible. It's an incredible undertaking. It takes a lot of hard work, but you're not going to find better volunteers and harder working people than in West Virginia. And I suspect that's why we've been fortunate enough to receive these tournaments over and over, and hopefully we'll keep getting them in the future. Skip, thank you so much. Thank you for your entire team. I can tell you, they're incredible to work with. When we hosted the last event, I know we've got one coming up this summer as well, the President's Cup in June. You have a phenomenal team, and we truly appreciate all that you're doing. I can tell you on behalf of everyone in Kanawha County, thank you. And the folks in Barboursville, they tremendously, they appreciate you as well. So thank you so much. So for the media, if you have questions, feel free to, we can unmute and you can ask them now, or you can contact us after the event. I'm not sure if I see any questions in the chat. Right. Jake Flatley wants to know, what are the differences between the two events? One is the President's Cup and the other is the Eastern Regional. They're different in size. The regional is larger. Dave Laraba could tell us all the details of the differences of the two events.
Well, I might defer to Sean Fleming, the East Region President's Cup chair, who is on with us, or to Skip, or Zach from USG Soccer, who helps run those events. If one of you gentlemen want to answer that question, it would make me happy.
Sure, Dave. We can just turn it over. Sean or Zach will be able to give you all the details. I think Sean's unmuted.
Okay. Okay, so from my perspective, the Eastern National Championship Series is a championship that is geared towards your top level teams, your most competitive level teams. It's been going on for a very long time. And we have a lot of states in the Eastern region that participate in that event. The President's Cup is for your second tier teams, where we wanted to provide the same level of experience for the soccer players, where they would come from the state, regional, and national championships. So I think that's my view of the two different events.
Yes, sir. And just to follow up on that, Sean, from a size perspective, as they mentioned, the national, the regional championships is about 240 teams, while the Eastern President's Cup is about 112 teams.
All right. thank you, everybody, for participating in this press conference. We look forward to working with you at USU Soccer, West Virginia Soccer Association, and the city of Barboursville. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in.